So I'm on my way to school for the first like official day of classes. We actually got to start an hour late today because of the weather. Usually it starts at 9, but we're starting at 10 because the government mandated it. Ooh, how am I gonna walk? There's still a little bit of snow on the ground, but actually it's really pretty sunny and it's supposed to be pretty warm. So I'm excited. Honestly, I'm really pumped to start my classes, to have something to do really, and like, I don't know, yeah, I feel like this thing's really started. So, woo, see, I told you it was slippery. Yeah, so on my way, week 2.
A neutral description of things, of situations, of people.
I just rude motorcycle interrupting me, but I just got an internship. It's not at the place a lot of kids. I'm gonna stop. So I want to continue, but you know, you can probably hear the kids yelling. There's like a million of them. But anyway, I just got an internship. So I got interrupted again. Anyway, there's no one here to interrupt me. Okay. I got an internship, which I originally wasn't super excited for going into the interview, but honestly, I think it'll be like a good opportunity. Like it'll be good for experience because it's at a company. Not really sure what they do because I don't understand how business works, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And like I might be managing their social media. They're gonna like put me around, and I get to work in a bunch of different like parts of the company. So I think it'll actually be really interesting and like a good opportunity. Everyone seems really nice. The lady was literally so nice. A lot of women working there, which I like. So honestly, I didn't go into very excited, but now I am. And now I'm in the dark. Wait. The aesthetic. And me downloading stuff onto my computer.
We're supposed to find it? I don't know. And how in hell are we supposed to find it?
بدك؟ أكيد شو؟ Yeah.
1 hour of Arabic done. 1 hour to go.
I mean, we did get it just as you did it, so I can't say.
Was it?
We did clean it up as soon as you dropped it, so
That is true.
they can't say.
No, hell no.
وبين البيعة والبيعة بدنا تصريح. Only training.
Just got back from my first night of going out in Amman. It was really fun. Had a really good time. Very wet, very rainy.
All the cars working. Are all working. This looks like some kind of communist China back there.
So it's very dark and very wet out, and yet I am still going out to a bar with a bunch of the other students, and it is, oh my god, it's raining sideways. That's okay, you know, it's because it's the weekend, we got a party. I haven't done any of my homework. But yeah, we went out last night too, which was really fun. It was my first time going out. I had a good time, so I'm hoping to have a good time again tonight, although it was really hard to actually drag myself out of bed to come here. It's like 9:30. But I'm excited. It'll be fun. And then I have to do a lot of homework tomorrow. Party! I made it home. And honestly, that's a win. So it has been requested by some viewers that I speak more and do a little, you know, discussion, a little monologue about what I'm doing as well as the clips. So here that will be. So it is Saturday night, so it's my Sunday night, so I have school tomorrow. I just finished up with some Arabic homework that honestly took way longer than it should have, about 45 minutes to literally just do 10 little conjugations. So that's awesome. But I got it done, and I'm gonna have my host mom check it over. And last time I had her check over my homework, like I did everything perfect. So I'm kind of looking for that validation again. And now my host mom isn't here, nor is my host brother, so chillin'. I'm in the living room right now. Maybe if I adjust the light, yeah. Oh, well now I'm really dark. I don't know if that's better. Now I'm like in the heavens. Anyway, I'm in the living room right now because we have this little bad boy right here, the heater. Because I usually have one in my room, but it ran out of gas literally like 2 hours ago. So it's very cold. So I'm in the living room taking advantage of the family one. So I'm just hanging out now. I called my parents today. I spent like the whole day. Okay, I'm gonna reverse. I'm gonna talk about this weekend first. So, well, on Thursday, sorry, I'm very unorganized. So on Thursday, I had school, and then I went to the Friday market, which I'll have put some clips in of that. Did I even take any clips? Maybe. I might put in some clips if I have them. A little Friday, like a big open air kind of thrift, secondhand, mainly clothes, but like some other stuff market with my host family. Some other students were there as well, and we were gonna meet up, but then it was like really massive and it wasn't worth it. That was cool. I got some stuff. I got like a sweatshirt and a couple pairs of pants and a puzzle, which I'm really excited for. I haven't tried any of them on because you can't try them on there. And they have to be washed when they come back. And so we like washed them, but it's very cold and we have no dryer, so it takes like several days to dry any clothes. And I got 3 pairs of pants, so God knows if they're gonna fit me. One of them will definitely, it's like stretchy. It's more like for sleeping. 2 of them were for sleeping, and then one of them's a pair of jeans. And you know, we'll see. They fit or they don't, God knows. So I'm excited to like try those on finally. So that was fun. And then Thursday night, I went out with some of the, we were all gonna go out, like a bunch of the students together. And then we ended up not doing that because like we couldn't find a place that would accommodate all of us. So I ended up going out with my friends Charisma and Leah, who are staying in a host family together, and their host brother, and then a bunch of his cousins. And then a couple other students were there, but they left earlier, so we went to a bar, and that was fun, and we drank, and it was nice to drink. That was the first time I've drunk since being here, so that was nice. It felt very like, it felt really good, because here in the host family, it's like I feel kind of like I'm a child again, you know. I have to ask for permission to do stuff. I don't get to make my own food, you know, and there's nice stuff about that. Like I like living in a host family, but at the same time it's kind of limiting and it makes me kind of feel like a kid. So it was nice to go out and drink and feel very adult and like in control of my own life. So that was fun. Their host brother is 17, literally looks 30, 35, like easily, full beard, everything. I was shocked. And the cousins were all, I think, much older. Like one of them had like salt and pepper. a beard, so they were much older, but it was a good time. We like talked with them. It's interesting because it's hard to like figure out like the vibe of hanging out, especially with guys here, because there's like different cultural norms and expectations and stuff. So it ended up just being like the three of us and then four guys, and they were nice and we're chatting. I mean, mainly us girls were like talking between us. We were all getting drunk and having a good time and whatever. And the girl, my friend Leah, she speaks Spanish. She did a year abroad in Mexico, so we were speaking Spanish together, which was really nice because when I drink, all I want to speak is Spanish. So that was really fun to be able to do that. We were chatting and having a great time. And then the guys were like, do you want to go to a club? And we were warned specifically by our program not to go to not to go to like discos, because apparently they're like really seedy, all men, super sketchy. So we were like, first of all, will there be other women there? Like, what kind of club are you talking about? And they were like, no, it's like not a sketchy club. It's like a good one. And we were all drunk and we were like, oh my God, yeah, let's go. But then we were kind of like, if we go to a club with them, once again, like, what are the expectations? What are the social norms around that? Granted, they were like their host family, so there's like a level of we're not estranged men, you know, like there's a certain level of protection there. And they were all very nice. It's just, you know, you have to be like aware of that stuff, especially here because we don't know what we're doing. So we went to go get in the car with the guys, and this was the moment where the three of us were like, wait, we're driving there? All of them have been drinking and like drinking a lot, as in there was 4 of them and they had 2 entire bottles of Jameson between them. So we were a little concerned and we were all debating like whether we were gonna get in the car or not, and we were just like, okay, fine, I guess we will, like, sure, for the cultural experience. But it was a little frightening, and nobody wears seatbelts here also, like none whatsoever. So that adds another level to it. It was a big truck though, so we were like, okay, if we crash, at least we'll probably survive. And then the driver, so driving drunk, good start. Literally the entire time, well, also we had like really loud music playing. They gave us like the aux, like the phone to play, and me and Leah were playing like reggaeton because we were really feeling our Latin dancing. That's what we were wanting to do. So we were playing like reggaeton like really loud. And then the dude is literally on his phone looking at Instagram stories while he's driving. I'm talking like full on, we're going down the street and he's just like, it was honestly a little horrifying. And the three of us in the back were like, are we gonna die? Is this like a mistake? So that was a bit scary. But we survived, we made it. So we like parked, it was pouring. And then on this street, it was like bumper to bumper traffic, like nobody's moving. There's no traffic anywhere else in the city because it's really late, but this is like the street with all the clubs, so it's packed, like you literally can't move. So we parked a little far away, we walked to the club, go to the club, and we're waiting, and then they're like, it's like 10 JD to get in for the cover fee, and we were like, 10 JD, that's like $13. We'd already paid for drinks at the bar. I was like, I don't know about that. So they tried to get it down. They got it down to like 5 JD. But the thing was, at that point, we'd already like been standing outside for like 20 minutes. And it was my first night going out. And while my host mom was like really chill and she said I could be out and do what I want, I didn't want to be disrespectful. I didn't want to push the boundaries, you know, especially my first night. So I really wanted to like, you know, be super respectful. So I wanted to get home at like 12:30. And so at that point it was like, if we get into the club, I'll only be there for like 20-30 minutes anyway before I feel like I have to leave, and I'm not paying that much money to be somewhere for 30 minutes when I've already had like a good night, more than I expected. So like the three of us kind of were like, nah, we're not feeling that. And then we were like, you guys can go and we'll just get a taxi. And they were like, nah, it's fine. So we all left and they drove us back to like their host family, and then I got a taxi from there. There's Marina texting me. So we went back, and I just got back, and it was nice. It was a very nice evening. Got home at like 12:31, no problem. Woke up. And then I had like a bunch of plans organized that day, and then they all kind of got messier, and then I ended up doing some other things. So I ended up going with my other friend Natalie, who's here, and her host mom to the Royal Automobile Museum. And it was fine. Honestly, kind of boring because I don't really care about cars. And like old cars look cool, but they're not inspiring for me in any way. I don't really know it. Like other than just being like, haha, that's an old car. Or like that's a nice car. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I didn't really care that much. But it was cool to see. It's like massive. So the museum is like, I mean, it's just a museum of cars and motorcycles, and it's all owned by the royal family here in Jordan. And each one has like a little plot, like talking about why they have that car, like what's going on. These are all like really nice cars. I mean, they're like 1 out of 15, 15 ever made like Cadillacs from the 1960s. These are like crazy nice cars, huge, super fancy, because the royal family apparently has a real affinity for that type of collection. It was very interesting because like on all the little plaques it would say like, all Jordanians remember the amazing sight of seeing our leader looking so heroically while he rode in this car through the streets. So like all very like that kind of wording, very dramatic, very pro-monarchy. I mean, like here you can't say anything bad about the king. Like literally you go to prison. Like I've had teachers who we've like asked them a question about the king in class, and they're like, I'm not gonna answer that because I don't want to go to jail. Like, so it's very strict. You can't say anything bad, and it's a really big part of like the culture here, and they really love their king. Whether people do or not, that's what they put out, is that like they really love their king. So it was interesting to like see that. I mean, it was cool. One of the cars he like survived 2 different assassination attempts in. There was the Pope mobile for when the Pope came. There was a car where they drove around the old king's coffin in when he died. Lots of stuff, lots of different stuff. He owns a lot of cars and a lot of motorcycles, and they have the old ones, and they have like a bunch of really new ones and stuff. And the whole thing is like all the cars work and they can drive them whenever they want. They're just in the museum until like the king's like, yeah, I want to take that out for a spin. So I never saw the movie Tron, to be totally honest, but if you know what those weird little Tron motorcycles are, they had one there. I can't imagine that thing actually runs though. Like it doesn't look real, but they had some really cool motorcycles and some really cool cars. And then afterwards we went to like a martyrs museum, which I'd never even heard of. Like her host mom was just like, oh, we should go here too. It's on the way. And so we went, and it's like it's in this like sports complex area, and then it's this big, massive, I don't even know how to describe it, just like monument. And the outside part, they have like helicopters and a bunch of tanks and stuff that are like posed outside, and then a lot of flags, and it's very like, very North Korea vibes, to be totally honest. And then it's like this big monument thing where you go in, and it's a museum for all the martyrs, which I mean like all the people who've died for Jordan, in the name of Jordan. So it started with like, they had like old weapons from like the Great Arab Revolt, which was in the 1910s against the Ottoman Empire, I'm pretty sure. I really don't know what I'm talking about, to be totally honest. But lots of stuff like that, lots of history, and going from like the Arab Revolt up until like the creation of Jordan, up until modern day. Once again, very interesting wording. Very like, like our glorious heroes for the fight of our country, very, I would say, positive language in regards to like wars and Jordan's I can't speak, but like their involvement in wars. But actually what's really interesting is I was talking to the cousins when we were out with the cousins. I don't know if I said before, they're in the Jordanian Air Force, and they actually train a lot in Texas. but like they sorry, Marina just sent me a really cute text and that really distracted me. Oh my god, I totally lost my train of thought. That's your fault. But I asked them like if Jordan is involved in any wars, or has ever been involved in any wars, and they were like no. So that's why I'm like I was a little confused like about, they had like pictures of them, like a bunch of like martyred people, but they were very modern pictures, and so I don't understand, like they didn't say like where they died or for what. Obviously like Jordan has a military and they're like involved in other conflicts, but apparently they're not like really at war, or like I don't know. I was a little confused, and the museum was a little confusing, very biased, let's say. Really no mention of women's contribution whatsoever, which is cool. But it was like a very interesting cultural experience, and I didn't know it existed, so me and the other Natalie like walked around and had a good time. Anyway, and then after that, it was a student on the program named Filip, his birthday. He's actually from Slovakia, but he goes to school in Denver, I'm pretty sure. He's he's in my Arabic class with me, very sweet guy. And it was his 24th birthday. And so we'd made plans with the other students to like go to a little cafe restaurant thing that I'd never been to, but a bunch of other students had. And it was really cool, really nice, great views, good food. So we got there, and there's like a bunch of students. We had a good time chatting, hanging out, and then we made plans to go out. So I decided to go home at that point, because I was like, I feel like I should go home and chill out and be with my host family a little bit and everything before I go out. Also, I had plans to talk to my friend Leonie. So I went home, called with Leonie, and then I went out later in the day, in the evening, and we went to this like bar club. It's like it was like a building with like a bunch of different bars and clubs inside of it. And so we went, and you had to pay like 5 JD for the cover price to get in, but then we got into, that was for the bar, but then we got into the club for free. We got like bracelets because we got there before a certain time. And that was honestly really fun. Like a bunch of people showed up. I only had 2 vodka cranberries, and your girl was feeling it. I haven't been that drunk in a while. I mean, it was great, like awesome, had a really fun time, chatted with a bunch of people, and then like we went to the club downstairs. But then there was this whole thing, so one of my friends, Charisma, didn't end up getting the bracelet for the club, and then it was past 10:30, and so I was like, she was like, no, it's fine, like I'll just stay upstairs alone. I'm like, no, every other student is downstairs in the club, like you have, like I'm not gonna leave you up here alone, that's shitty. And she's like, and I was like, let's just go talk to the bouncer. And she's like, no, I don't want to make a scene. And so I went and tried to talk to the bouncer, and I'm like arguing with the bouncer because that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to be like an asshole, and that's how you get the things you want in like a club or a bar. And it was super annoying because I would say something and she'd undermine me and be like, no, it's never mind, it's fine. And I was like, girl, let me do this for you. You need to like, you're not even being the asshole, I'll be the asshole, but you need to like sit back for a second. And she literally kept undermining me. So then the guy like didn't help us, and I was like, dude, I could have gotten you it. And she was like, no, it's fine. So then I went down to the club, and I got our friend on the program with us, Hashim, who's actually from SLU main campus and knows Caden. I think I've already mentioned that, but it's cool. And he like speaks fluent Arabic. So I got him, and I was like, you need to go talk to the bouncer and get Charisma in. So he went and talked to the bartender. And like, that's the thing is, if you, and not the bartender, the bouncer. And that's the thing is, if you talk to them, it'll be fine and it'll work. And they'll let you in. And so we talked to him, and then we got in, and it was fine. And the club was like, it was all foreigners, to be honest. We met some French guy and a German dude. And, you know, some other people, but it was, like, mainly foreigners. It honestly, like, the music was kind of ass. And then, like, slowly the students started to, like, peel away. So we danced for a little. I mean, it was nice to dance and everything, but people started leaving then. And so then I went up back to the bar with a couple of the others, like, there was probably like 10 of us left with some other students. And ones I really hadn't hung out with that much, so I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't know, they're not, like, the people I've really hung out with in this program, but everyone else that I usually hang out with had left, and I didn't want to leave yet because I was like drunk, and I didn't want to go back to my host family drunk. but then it ended up being like a great time, and we like chatted, and we like, it was great. We had a really fun time, and they're really cool. And I was showing them a lot of pictures of Marina. And yeah, it was very nice. At one point they have like vapes, and I had been like smoking some cigarettes, and hitting their vapes. And at one point, like, I had a total like, whoa, I'm really fucked up moment where I was just sitting there and the whole world was just like, no. Because also in bars and restaurants and things here, you can smoke inside. You just light up a cigarette right at the table, which I don't like very much because I think it's gross. And then it fills the air with cigarette smoke. And it was, so like, we were sitting at the bar and I wasn't smoking anymore, but I was like, I'm not breathing fresh air, so that's like not good. And I was like a little concerned about myself for a second, but then it was fine. And then they were all like, we're gonna leave, and I was like, oh, I really can't go back to my host family yet, like I'm really drunk. And they all live in the apartments together, and they were like, just come to the apartments with us. And I hadn't been before, so we took an Uber to the apartments, went back. A bunch of us, like 6 or 7 of us, hung out in like an apartment for like an hour. It was really fun. We just chatted, you know, they're all really cool people. It was really nice to like spend a lot more time with them. So that was fun. And then I decided to go at like 1. I think I left, and I got back like 1:30 about. So that was like honestly like a really good day, really good night. It was honestly like just what I needed. I felt like that really reset me, I feel. You know, I partied, I had my little drink. Now I am ready for this week to start again. Next weekend we're going to Petra. I'm so freaking excited. So that was just really nice. I did wake up with quite a headache this morning. Didn't feel super great, but then it went away and it was fine. I just like hung out a little bit this morning, recovered. And then I had plans at 2 to go to this big city mall that I've been to before. I actually showed a clip, I think, in one of my videos. It's just a mall, you know, but they have like Claire's and Aerie and H&M and Baskin and Robbins and just like, I mean, like all these American brands. It's really funny. So we hung out, did some shopping, had a good time. She's my friend Megan. She's really cool. And then I came back and I called my parents and did some homework, and now I'm here. So that's been like the weekend. I honestly haven't been filming a ton of clips this week because I'm lazy. I mean, I have been, but like, it's hard. It's hard. Not really, I'm lazy, but I will film a ton for Petra because I'm so excited. So I'll film like probably a little more like this week and then put it in a video and then do Petra a different video. What else? I've been drawing a lot with my host brother, Alex. It's a host brother. We're gonna use those pronouns now. So that's been fun. I did a little drawing of him and he did not like it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, I can't draw a photorealistic picture of you. I never promised that. And then he did one of me, which was really cute. And it's really funny. It's all the way in my room. I could show it, but I'll just describe it. It's like just a kid drawing of me, but I was wearing my Oregon sweatshirt that day, and so he drew it, but he wrote organ, like an organ inside your body. So that's funny. But I really like it. What else? Yeah, just life. I don't know. Yeah, oops, I've been talking for quite a minute. So for those of you who wanted this is my little monologuing moment. That's really what I've been doing. Yeah. Hi, babies. Oh, there's another one. Oh.
At the beginning, you have some naive people saying, oh, this is an Islamic state. No, it's not an Islamic state. Wow, this is very cool.
He's not even eating them. Maybe back up. They're probably not used to human contact.
They will work. And this is the best place to be close to Amman's historical river that
Yeah, can you take a picture?
Yeah, let me take a picture. Oh, look, I can see more guys with pigeons over there.
Don't fall, please.
Don't say something like that.
I'm taking 2 big steps back.
Oh.
I hate that. Dude, this is your plan to be here. Listen to this, ready? Got it.
Candid. Ruin the candidness.
just a few days ago I noticed like the first time that it's done. And that also took something.
I have to get that tatted.
يا حبيبي ليلى.
يلا لولو. يلا. يلا.
Okay.
Very thin because the thin one it was not good. Wait هلا بس شوي هيك أيوة عشان نحط الجبنة.
So, this video did not end the way I wanted it to, because I thought that I would do a little ending video snippet being like, oh my god, and what a great week, and now I'm going to Petra, and I'll do a little video being in Petra. And then, funnily enough, I got COVID, and I did not get to go to Petra, which I would have left today, so obviously didn't make it. So instead, this video is ending with me, well, not dying anymore. I was dying the last 2 days, but I'm doing a lot better now. But either way, the video is ending with me saying that I have COVID, and I've been locked inside for several days. So hopefully next week at some point I'll be able to leave my room. Not been doing a lot of filming, surprisingly, the last few days. Not a lot of fun stuff to report. But hopefully by, it's Friday today. Yeah, it's Friday. Hopefully by like Tuesday next week, I'll be out of quarantine, able to do some fun stuff again. But yeah, that is how my week ended. So very cool stuff, very exciting, love it. But the rest of the week was good, so